Hi, my name is Janis, and today I will showcase my Arcanite Turbo deck list in Edison Format. So first of all, I will show you some replays here on Edo Pro because I like playtesting my decks here because it's a bit faster because, yeah, everything is automated, not like in Dueling Books where you have to go through each play yourself. Then I will showcase the deck list, and then I will hop actually on Dueling Book because, yeah, like I said, this is just for playtesting. It's a bit faster, but for actually gameplay, Dueling Books rated obviously is better. So I will play one match there and give you my final verdict of how good the deck actually is. And as I said, I have some options. So there are probably some ways to improve this deck. I have tested a lot, but not everything. So yeah, maybe the deck still has room. So let's hop into the replays. Here I played against a guy, he was on Quick Draw Frogs, which was kind of interesting. Yeah, Breaker, obviously a great abuser of the engine. I could have went for Terraforming here. Not quite sure why I didn't. Yeah, so I'll do it here. Get the key card, Citadel. We have Arcanite in hand, and we can, 2 spell counters, we can destroy 2 cards. So my opponent, he goes in, and now we're kind of forced. Unfortunately, we can only use one of the divas, but we can blow up his board here. Still, Warrior will come back, can hit over the Arcanite. So let's see. But if I can remember correctly, yeah, he goes for a Turbo Warrior, clears my board, and we can make another Arcanite. And yeah, 2 spell counters, so 2 monsters gone from his field. So, yeah, let's see. Okay, here he should have crashed. That's my opinion, but he just attacks me directly. That's what loses in the game. Yeah, it does. Because this is legal. I just needed to clear 1. And then I can just attack over this because, yeah, no spell counters left. But this is 3,400 and, yeah, minus 2 attacks. So it's exactly game, funnily enough. So, yeah, he should have crashed, in my opinion. Okay, next replay. Yeah, let's go against Lightsworn. And yeah, Trap does shoot a broken card. Here we also have combo. We go into Arcanite, 2 spell cards, so we have 2 spell counters that we can use with Arcanite. Arcanite, many people don't know, he doesn't have to use these spell counters on him. He can just use them from the Citadel and not just once per turn like the Citadel. It has the effect that you can use spell counters once per turn instead of from the card, but Arcanite can use it as often as you want. So that's kind of the broken part. In this case, it's kind of like a better. Yeah, that. Our opponent, I don't quite know why he did this, but he crashed the Citadel with activating JD a bunch of times. But I think even if he would have just used the effect once and to clear the board but not the Citadel, I think it should have still be game. I rematched the same player and here we sided, so I believe, yeah, you'll see 1 or 2 sideboard cards I bring. Soul Release, another spell card for Citadel, and great in many matchups, especially against Lightsworns in my opinion. For me, it's, I don't know, maybe one of the best, maybe even the best card to bring against Lightsworn. Light Imprisoning Mirror, obviously, probably even better. Skill Drain, if your deck can afford to run it. So we made an Arcanite. Still 3 counters, 4 counters, so yeah, we have a JD to back it up. Yeah, we used Soul Release to deny him JD. Now we have to Judgment the Brain Control because we can't let him do this. And yeah, here's a Threatening Roar, but Secret Village, another broken spellcaster support card, shuts down his spell cards. Don't even know if he had 5 in graveyard, but it doesn't matter. His hand is totally bricked and he would have, would he? No. maybe he would have lived another, because if we commit something on the board, we have to use a spell counter from one of the mages, making them weaker. But if we draw a spell or a monster that we can summon, a GG. So yeah, kinda understandable he forfeits. Last match was a kind of funny one, because my opponent was cooking themselves. They were cooking, with Rock Stall, Rock Control. Yeah, maybe Rock Control is the right word. And this was a little bit an older version where I still played Armageddonite. I cut this. Here another great, wait, let me explain this. You saw the Rose Dragon go off, but the Citadel, it still had a spell counter on it. And if it's destroyed, you can always remove a spell counter instead. So because we can make level 7 so easily in this deck, Black Rose Dragon is always a nice option, so I could blow up his board and still keep my Citadel. Unfortunately, he had Heavy Storm after, and it's a spell which gives me another spell counter, but only after it resolves. So yeah, this game, it's going to become really grindy. Okay, here we get Armageddonite, which helps us to make another Arcanite, but we only have one spell counter here, which is not ideal. He can crash with Chainsaw, but he decides, to crash the Giant Rat. And then Mole, so really nice play from our opponent. Let's see what he does here. I don't know if I agree. I would probably have went for Mole to keep me from gaining tempo. Terraforming kinda dead, so yeah, that's a little disadvantage of playing this deck, that you need 3 Citadels and Terraforming, so you will break on them. But having none of them is not an option. So he makes Stardust here. And he seems to be in a kind of great spot. But here I use, I used the Instant Fusion to make a level 4 to go for Goyo Garden. So yeah, usually, have I played it? Usually you want to go for the Spellcaster Musician King to make the Arcanite, but because he had a Stardust Dragon, that wasn't really an option here, so I just said, okay, I just beat over it, and yeah, used Krebons plus Instant Fusion with the Darkfire Dragon, also another Dark, if you play that in this deck, which this deck can totally do. So yeah, and now I've stolen his Stardust Dragon and turned the game around, so let's see. Mole, Mole still pretty nice to get rid of all these Synchros. And he books the Stardust to beat over it. Call of the Haunted. I think you could have done this in Battle Phase, right? It would have been game. Opponent must have missed this, or I must have missed it. But yeah, I mean... and here I'll summon Tempest. Okay, before stopping on its own, I summoned Tempest, used all the spell counters here, and then Tempest you can also pitch your hand. And if you saw, I know it's a little bit fast, but I want to go quickly over this to don't make this video too long. I think it was 4,500 effect damage dealt by a Tempest Magician. So yeah, Tempest is always a great finisher in this deck. So let's have a look at the deck list. Right. Decks. Okay, these are the options, and Arcanite Turbo. Okay, so this is my final deck list at the moment. Probably still some changes to be made. At first I was playing a smaller trap lineup, so I don't know why I started with the trap lineup. Okay, let's bring some structure. Okay, the main card obviously is the Citadel, and the effect is that every time a spell card is activated, you get a spell counter on this card. Once per turn, when a card like Breaker would use their spell counter, you can use the spell counter from the Citadel instead. And when a card is destroyed with spell counters on it, the spell counters are transferred to the Citadel. Also, if this card would be destroyed, you can remove one spell counter instead. It's a bit unfortunate that Chaos is the most used monster, so it's not immune to Chaos. But yeah, other than that. Right, so you want to use the spell counters with Citadel. That's why Upstart Goblin is really good in this deck, because it draws a card and gets a spell counter as long as we have the Citadel. Then you want to use it with all these level 2 tuners and level 5 spellcaster special summons. And there we have Oracle of the Sun, which special summons itself, and Instant Fusion to make a Musician King. Or in some cases, if we need a level 6 Synchro, we can go for Darkfire. We also have 2 level 3 Synchros for, you can make level 8. That's Synchros tuners to make level 8 Synchros. This space is kind of tight because you need to run those fusion monsters. Maybe we could cut it down to 2 Musician Kings, because usually you won't resolve 3 instant fusions, but sometimes you do. So I don't know, tough calls to make. Maybe the Catester, but Sengan plus a Diva or something. Also, you have Mind Control and Brain Control, obvious choices with all these tuners, so you can synchro off with your opponent's monsters. So kind of covering most levels is kind of a given. You need 3 Arcanites, 3 Musician Kings, so Tempest as well. The extra deck space is kind of tight. I would have also, Chimera Tech, the Cyber Dragon Fusion, no space for that. Right. Breaker, the main other abuser of the spell counters, so I decided to just play 3. It's also quite nice against decks that will go for Royal Oppression, because all this deck does is special summon, as you see. So you really need to get rid of this. Then Emergency Teleport. Heavy Storm, as I said, you can often use it even with your Citadel up. If you have a spell counter, it can avoid destruction, then it will get a new spell counter, because Heavy Storm was a spell card. And then, here's some more draw power. And last but not least, the trap lineup. I started with fewer traps because, you usually, or you want to resolve spell cards. But these 5 traps, they are just too good. And Call of the Hunted in a deck that special summons a lot, makes sense as well. So, right. Side deck, Kaiko, because it's a spellcaster. At first I had more spellcaster support, and we still have the Secret Village in the side deck. Maybe Kaiku is... Maybe you could cut it because you don't even have this much spellcaster support anymore. Then System Down, because Ancient Gear decks are the main ones which also use field spell cards. And that's a pretty bad matchup, because they can just, if they activate their field spell, your Citadel's gone, no matter the protection that it has. So I wanted to hedge against those decks a bit more. Also, Machina Fortress is a good deck. Soul Release, another spell. So you see I'm playing a lot of spells here. These cards mainly against everything with Titanial in general. Titanial decks, Twister, instead of Dust Tornadoes against Black Wings, for example, or 6 Samurais. It's also a spell, so it will help with filling this Citadel. This one I found kinda interesting. I haven't used it yet, and maybe it's a meme, I don't know. DNA Surgery I'll use for the idea is to use it against plants as well, because I don't know, the plant matchup seems really bad, because your main win con is Arcanite Magician and he targets, and Titanial stops that completely. You could make Colossal Fighter instead, but then you have to draw one of these level 3s, so it's kind of awkward. So everything with Titania kind of bad, so I thought these plant decks, they really need their plant monsters, even for Titania to go off, so maybe I go for DNA Surgery. Also, they often play like in Giga Vice, Super Vice, so they have some really good spell cards. So my idea is I'll side deck Secret Village and DNA Surgery, and then the DNA Surgery I just called Spellcasters. So everything is a spellcaster, so Secret Village is live even more often. So yeah, that's my idea behind this card. I don't know if it's a meme. Royal Decree, also a card which I decided to play when I was playing less trap cards, but could come in against trap heavy decks because we don't play that many traps, to be honest. Yeah. So yeah, but the side deck, it's for sure not optimized, and I feel I would need more testing with that, but I just wanted to showcase the main deck. Okay, let's go over the... Oh, no spoilers for future videos. You see I have a lot of decks, so subscribe and you won't miss me showcasing all these jank decks I built. Some of them are good, I believe. Okay, other options. You see some Exodia pieces here, and these are just space holders. So everything before the first one, I think, are really good options. These options are kind of meh. These are even worse, and I think those aren't really worth playing. Let's go over some of them. Dead had in there for the longest time, but then you don't put too many, you don't put the darks fast enough. So even if I drew it early, it often wasn't really live for too long and was just sitting there dead in my hand. Or if I drew it too late, so yeah, it was kind of awkward from timing. Mystic Tomato is nice to special summon the Knight and Sorcerer, and even though I play one, you could play more of them with Magical Exemplar. Magical Exemplar is also a card where you would say, whoa, that's one of the best spell counter cards, so why don't play it? But my reason for this is because I mainly play these level 2 tuners, because with Krebons I have good ways to tutor them out. Yeah, Magical Exemplar. Okay, the big combo is it can revive Knight and Sorcerer after just one spell card, but then you can't make Arcanites with Magician. So yeah, and you really want to make this Arcanite Magician, so yeah, that's the reason. Summoner's Monk is a great way to use all these spell cards. You can combine it with Flameville Magician. Okay, if you play Summoner Monk, you probably want to play Magical Exemplar, so this is kind of a package. These go together. But you could also use Summoner Monk and Flameville to just make a level 8. Well, I drew this too often early, and it was, yeah, especially if you don't have Armageddon Knight and other stuff, and yeah, Tomato to kind of to get to your Krebons faster, then, well, often is dead if you draw it early for too long. So, but if you play these cards, well, that's definitely an option. The tricky could be another level 5, because we only have 6 level 3 future fusions, 3 oracles of the sun. So this could be another option. These to draw your, to gain some time to draw your cards. Spell Power Grasp is really nice with Arcanite Magician, because it gives him, if you have Citadel, you gain 2 spell counters, one from activating, one from the effect. If you put it on Arcanite, it goes up to 3400 attack, then you can use 1 spell counter from the Citadel. You can even use the extra one on Arcanite, so you could destroy up to 2 more cards. But yeah, it's kind of bad without these cards. It's only good if you have already made your combo, so it's kind of a win more card. And before you get there, it often bricks in your hand. If you draw 2 of them, it's really, really awkward. So yeah, kind of the reason. This one, interesting as well, but there aren't too many good spellcasters, and we don't play high-level spellcasters. Expect is that the word? No, something. Not an English native. Oracle of the Sun is the only one, and this one special summons itself. So yeah, also this card, if you time it right, it's neutral and card advantage, but yeah, you need to tribute one of your monsters, so tempo-wise, it's questionable, and yeah. Okay, but these are options, and like I said, the higher they are, the better they are. This one I wouldn't recommend, because yeah, it's a level, oh no, right, it's level 6, so it's kind of interesting, because it can destroy, but it needs 2 spell counters to just destroy 1 spell or trap card. And Arcanite needs just 1 spell counter to destroy any card, so it's in that regard simply worse. A little bit more attack, other level, so you could consider it, but like I said, the space in the extra deck for my taste, it's too tight to include this card, so I excluded it. Okay, now we will hop on Dueling Book, make 1 duel, then come back, showcase how this went, and maybe I completely bricked. Like the matches I showed you, obviously they make the deck look a bit better, but I definitely had matches which went not that good, so we'll see. I will showcase that one deck and then I will tell you my honest opinion of how good the deck actually is. See you in a second. So here we are with the replay. Let's do it like this. We lost the rock, paper, scissors. So opponent was starting and we played against Gearwise, so one of the strongest decks in the meta right now. Let's see how we did. Yeah, turn 1, they don't really do anything. They just use their hidden armory to stack their hand. And we drew a terraforming. And we have 3 tuners in hand, but yeah, not a level 5 spellcaster, but Sangan can change this, so let's see what we did here. We got a Citadel, and to be honest, this kind of was a misplay I did here. I got a little bit greedy because I said, okay, they have all these equip spells, let's use their spells to gain spell counters, because at the time I don't really have spell counters, and then also get a Solemn Judgment to, yeah, secure myself against big combo plays. But unfortunately, they had a heavy storm. So yeah, instantly punished. Okay, I solemned this because I thought, yeah, before I lose these 2 cards, I better lose 4k. Maybe my next mistake, because as you will see, they comboed off. Let's just do it this way. Giga Plant, Supervise. Yeah. Here the Power Tool Dragon, Giga Plant came back. 2 Surgeons, but they got the Supervise, comboed into Stardust. And now, yeah, it's just GG because this is over 4k. Sangan, yeah, in this case, I would have opted for Gale to beat over this, but yeah, GG nevertheless, because Stardust also negates our Arcanite. So yeah, I sided in the Hidden Village, I sided in the DNA Surgery, and I think 1 Smashing Ground just for Titanium, which, yeah, probably, I don't know if it was needed. So this game started with Arcanite in hand, so yeah, this can make Arcanite. And I was getting rid of the back row first, because I was too afraid like a Bottomless, or even the Phoenix Wind Blast, they all would have interrupted my Arcanite. So they combo off again. This time I have full 8000. Mirror Force went to the top of my deck, but wouldn't have mattered against Stardust anyway. So they hit over my Breaker. They do big damage. And then, yeah. And now this is really sad because I messed up my sequencing. So yeah, we probably don't. I don't know. It was a tough spot to come back from anyway. But yeah, this is everything alright. But the next play I do is Brain Control. And here I needed to get the Oracle of the Sun. Because yeah, the play would have been... Okay, let's think about this. Oracle of the Sun, they have a Mirror Force set, and I had no choice, I had no option to play around this. Get Oracle of the Sun, get Night End. Maybe not because of Prior. Okay, Oracle of the Sun, then Brain Control, get these Stardust. Then we normal summon Night's End Sorcerer. Yeah, and the Stardust, I think in my head I was like, okay, get the Stardust first so we can use its effect if they have Bottomless or stuff like this. But yeah, I really shouldn't. Yeah, I forgot that Oracle of the Sun only special summons if you don't have a monster, so my bad. So Oracle of the Sun, Brain Control the Stardust, normal summon the Night's End, make an Arcanite. We would have, from this spell card, we would have one spell counter. So we have Stardust, Arcanite, one spell counter. Then we would have used this one spell counter to get rid of the Mirror Force. Yeah, okay, it's all coming together. We get rid of this Mirror Force. And then we attacked with Stardust over Gigaplant, with Arcanite over Power Tool. And then we use one counter from the Arcanite to destroy the Stardust Dragon. And therefore, yeah, we don't negate it. So we cleared their whole board and we still have Mirror Force left. They would have drawn Mark of the Rose. Would they? I don't even know. Yeah, so we would have been in a pretty okay spot because we would have a monster, we would have a Mirror Force, we still have the Citadel. So if they can clear the Arcanite and we draw a spell, we can refuel the spell counters. So yeah, but because I activated Brain Control first, sorry guys, I couldn't show off. But like I said, I wanted to showcase one replay, just one game. And no matter how good or bad it went. Yeah, so we could have won the second game. A bit unfortunate here. Okay, last, let's draw some test hands. So, okay, let's go back to Dueling Book. Quit. Go to the deck constructor. No, sorry, I'm a bit new to Dueling Book, I must admit, because I built all my decks on Edo Pro. And I forgot how to test hands here, so maybe I just switch to Edo Pro. Wait, can I figure this out? Host a duel, solo mode. Here we go. Single, asylum, okay. So let's view some hands. Okay, this hand would be pretty good. If we start off, I think we would just summon a Krebons, set a trap, dust shoot. Like maybe this, activate, get another one, get a spell counter so it can't be destroyed by Heavy Storm. Then just trap dust shoot them, like I said. Summon this and we already would have one spell counter. And if they activate a spell card, we get two, or if we draw another one. Yeah, we would draw another. Okay, it's a Heavy Storm, so no new spell counter, but we could use it to clear back row. And then even if they cleared the Krebons, like I would even hope they clear the Krebons, because then we can go for special summon Oracle and Krebons, make the Arcanite, use the spell counter, destroy the monster, destroy with Heavy Storm, destroy the back row before. And I think that would be a good start to a duel. We cannot burn through our resources, but we trap dust shoot them, we attack their hand, we attack their back row, we attack their monster. Even if they have more monsters, Arcanite could destroy 2 more targets, so yeah. Reset deck, so let's see. Let's go to 10 test hands. So next one, okay. Also this hand, activate. we would get a Citadel. And this is combo. Instant Fusion makes this guy plus this. Yeah, even Diva. Okay, we can, unfortunately, you can only activate one Instant Fusion per turn. We could also play it slow. Use... Okay, get this Citadel. Yeah, we probably don't want to go for Break. We could go for Breaker first. Clear their back row. And then see what they do next turn if we assume that they play a bit slower deck and doesn't go off like Giga Vice. So yeah, second hand also okay, I would say, because we have Arcanite plus spell counters. Third hand, let's see what our draw would be. Okay, this hand is kinda bricked. I mean, we still have the Citadel, we have the Breakers, but yeah, another okay. With the Krebons, we have if we get to the next turn, and I think we could do so. We could heavy, we could clear back row. Then we have combo. Citadel, Instant Fusion plus Krebons is one spell counter. Plus the Arcanite, 3 cards from here, gun. And then we get a Solemn, and we still have Oracle, so any tuner. Okay, we don't draw tuners. Okay, here the tuner. So we could go for another Arcanite later. So was it the third or the fourth hand? I don't know. But not that good, but okay, I would say. Because we can make turn 2, we can go for the Arcanite play. So one more hand. Draw. Okay, this hand, if we go first, I think this is decent because we can trap Dust Shoot them. If they destroy a Sangan, we get to our tuner, and then we have Citadel plus 1 spell plus Oracle plus tuner, so we also can make Arcanite next turn, Solemn, to kind of give us some resistance. Okay. If we activate Terraforming and draw this one, we wouldn't draw this, but yeah, that's always the risk, or the one bad thing about this deck, that you break on multiple Citadels. But I think it's okay. So what else? Okay. Should be like the 5th hand now. And we have access to level 7, so yeah, we could do Black Rose if we need to. We could also make a level 8 with the Gale and the Instant Fusion. Fortunately, we only can make Stardust and Colossal, no Thought Ruler. But yeah, I think we can even clear back row before that. So Heavy Storm, go for Gale, half the attack, make a Stardust, attack over their monster, set a Mirror Force or a Space Typhoon. Mind Control, so we can steal one monster, make a Synchro with the Krebons. I think, yeah, Diva. Okay, at this point we are out of... I mean, potentially, if we haven't used... or if we already have used the Mind Control, we are out of stuff to Synchro with. Then we draw multiple Divas. Okay, yeah, so... strong start, but it would get a little bit worse. So, okay, let's just draw 2 more hands. Okay, this hand... yeah, Citadel, Instant Fusion, Krebons is Arcanite with 1 extra spell counter. So it would be better if we had something like a Upstart as well. But yeah, 3 cards. We used 3 cards to get rid of 3 cards. Then we still have a Gale plus instant for the next turn. Or even, yeah, next turn we draw a Diva and we can just do it again. A Mirror Force to back up. Okay, I think we would be kinda okay in this duel. So last hand. Draw. Okay. Here, these 2 cards, they lead to Yeah, a level 7 or level 8, because with emergency teleport, we can also use the Psychic Commander. I think maybe in this instant it would be better. Yeah, we have some judgment, a torrential, some defense. But yeah, Call of the Haunted would ensure that if we get something engraved, we can use it for Deep Sea Diva. And then yeah, maybe if we have another monster on field, or if we draw, we won't draw it. Okay, if we would have drawn a Mind Controller, Brain Controller, Oracle of the Sun, something like this, yeah, we can go Deep Sea Diva, Call of the Hunted, make 2 Synchros in 1 turn. So yeah, we could start with a level 8 Synchro, with a level 7 we go -1, but we have some back row, so I think it would be fine as well. So yeah, as you see, this deck yeah, really turbos out Arcanite Magician, and everything here is just for this purpose. I think, like you said, we sometimes brick on too much tuners, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus this 8. We have 8 cards with access to level 2 tuners, so maybe we could cut this down a little bit. Oh, even is it even more? Wait, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe we should do it this. Maybe we should do it this way, because these are all sidekicks. These are all level 2. So 6, 7, 8, 9 level 2 tuners. So maybe cut the Krebons if we don't play well anyway. Maybe even a Knights and Sorcerer, because yeah, it's a dark. It's but we don't play dark no more. We only play Allure. So maybe we would have room for this. Yeah, so this would probably for me be the first card to cut. After that it becomes tricky. Maybe one of the level 3s, but this one, having access to a level 3 with emergency teleport is always nice. So Gale could be the next one. So these 2 could be cards to sack for more monsters. Maybe even a tricky to get more level 5s. I don't know. And maybe you can figure something out. Let me know if you have ideas how to improve this deck. And yeah, if you cook something up, let me know. Send me your deck list. I don't know. I would love to see them. And for the next video, I will probably, like 80% sure, I will make a top 10 spellcasters and spellcaster support. Spoilers. This card's pretty good. This card is also pretty good. This one as well. So yeah, you might see some of these cards in this top 10 list. But there are other spellcasters that we haven't shown, that we haven't spoken about. So yeah, if you're interested in this, I looked at every card which is either a spellcaster or it has an effect which has something to do with spell counters or spellcasters. So spell counter support count as general spellcaster cards as well. I looked at every card and I made my top 10 list with some honorable mentions. So yeah, I hope I see you in the next video. If you are interested in that, please subscribe, leave a like. Like I said, leave a comment if you have ideas how to improve this deck and what you think. In my opinion, right, for the final verdict, in my opinion, this deck can do it, but it's a bit too inconsistent. Like you saw with Descents, you can make Arcanite Magician pretty often turn 1 or turn 2. But if you haven't accumulated too much spell counters on the Citadel, it's strong, but not that game. It's not an instant win in this case. And if you can't make it like turn 3 at least, yeah, the deck struggles. Like you can make other Synchros at times, but you go -1. You don't have too much defense. The draw power, yeah, I would have loved to find a good draw engine for this deck, but I couldn't. And so yeah, maybe that's one part. So for me, it's rogue tier. It can beat probably every top tier deck on a good day, but it's not quite there yet. So I've built better decks than this, but this is a really fun one, and I think the best way to use spell counters is to turbo out Arcanite Magician and then use a bunch of spell counters on Magical Citadel and blow up your opponent's board. In that case, Arcanite Magician is really better than dead at times, and that's crazy to think about. But yeah, the consistency is an issue. So yeah, hope you had fun with this video. I can only repeat myself. It would mean the world to me if you would subscribe, leave a comment, and leave a like. So far, I managed to answer every comment, so yeah. If you have ideas, share them with me. And see you in the next video. Bye.